For 25 years, the Clippers shared the same arena with their rival team, the Lakers, and their patience has finally paid off. They are getting an exclusive $2 billion arena right next to SoFi Stadium. It's called the Intuit Dome and is set to become the most expensive basketball-only stadium in America. The arena will have a capacity of 18,000 fans, almost equivalent to that of Crypto.com. Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers team, envisioned a stadium that's exclusive to the basketball community.
I'm pretty fired up today. I gotta say, I come by here maybe every 2 weeks. We do a formal little walkthrough once a month.
From the year 1999, the Clippers played at the Crypto.com arena, along with the Los Angeles Lakers and Los Angeles Kings of the National Hockey League. Being a third team in a multi-purpose arena is like overstaying at your friend's house. The 26-year-old arena has hosted countless NBA events, concerts, and even the Grammys. This made the schedule incredibly tight, and the Clippers had to often settle for less favorable game slots. Before any Clippers game, the arena needed to cover up any Lakers banners, achievements, and sponsorships that were prominent. This was a constant reminder that the Clippers needed a permanent home that was fully theirs. So the enthusiastic and extremely rich owner of the Clippers, Steve Ballmer, came up with a solution. Being the sixth wealthiest person in the world, he didn't want anything less for his team.
This is it, man. We've been working on this for 9 years. They can get raucous, they can make noise. We have the wall, which is behind us. We'll have a chance to show players.
Enter the Intuit Dome. This state-of-the-art facility will leave behind Crypto.com in terms of its genius design. In terms of total area, the Intuit Dome is 1.2 million square feet. It will feature 5 basketball courts, a practice facility, and an outdoor plaza with a full-size basketball court. The stadium's facade is oval-shaped, designed to symbolize a basketball moving through a net. At night, it'll be lit up with thousands of lights that move in an animated sequence. The roof shell consists of hundreds of diamond-shaped metal plates that facilitate natural ventilation and aesthetics. Due to this roof, the Intuit Dome is 150 feet above ground. This makes it taller than the SoFi Stadium, but equivalent to the Crypto.com arena. Things get even more crazy on the inside. There's a gigantic double-sided halo board with 4K resolution. That's equivalent to 4,000 60-inch TVs floating above your head. No matter where you sit, you're going to feel like you're hovering over the court, and you won't have to squint to watch replays, player stats, or fan cams. This halo board has solved one of the biggest fan problems regarding the t-shirt cannons. In most sports events like the NBA, they have these handheld cannons that can't even shoot past the first deck. In the case of Intuit Dome, the engineers have installed these cannons directly on top of the scoreboard. This way, fans on the upper levels have equal chances of receiving merch. That's not all. There's also a 360-degree profile of each player that shows a rotating headshot, their player's stats, and even super specific details like their shoe size. Now that's very cool. Once you're at your seat, the coziness of the stadium might surprise you. The arena offers the most legroom in the NBA, whether you're sitting courtside or in the upper bowl. Each seat has a USB port to charge your phone and a 4-button controller on the armrest to play games on the scoreboard. As shown earlier, Steve Ballmer wanted a dense yet energetic court. That's why a seat at row 20 is about half a court closer to the action than it is at the Crypto.com arena. As you can tell by now, audience comfort was a top priority when designing Intuit. Steve Ballmer got the inspiration for this project from his 87-year-old calculus teacher. Jerry Hansen was Ballmer's math teacher and football coach in high school. He used to say, "Don't forget the real fan. Don't forget the folks who sit up high. Don't make it all about the folks who are just paying a lot of money." That line sort of stuck with Ballmer, and he set out to create an arena that ensured a tension-free experience for all. The biggest obstacle, of course, is the crowd. In a normal stadium, you're expected to find huge lines outside the food stalls and restrooms. But that won't be the case for Intuit Dome. Fans can simply grab their food from a buffet and walk right out. The payment is processed directly through the stadium's mobile phone app. Some stores may also utilize biometric payment methods like facial recognition or palm scanning, further enhancing convenience and speed. But let's say you don't have any money to pay for food and you're still hungry. There's a third way, which is a bit odd but works just fine. There's a decibel meter fitted inside each seat that can identify the loudest person in the arena. If you're lucky enough to be the loudest, you're rewarded with discounts on food and merch. So make sure to scream at the top of your lungs at every Clippers match. The Intuit Dome has another thing to be proud about.
Lots of bathrooms, 1,500 and something.
The stadium will have a total of 1,100 toilets and urinals. This is 3 times more than any NBA facility in the country. Not only does this prevent long waiting lines, but also helps people to return quickly to the game. 10 years ago, in the year 2014, Steve Ballmer bought the Clippers for $2 billion. That's the same amount costing their stadium right now. At the time, this was the highest price ever paid for an NBA franchise and the second highest for a North American sports team. The second most expensive team was the Milwaukee Bucks, bought for $550 million in the same year. Throughout Clippers history, it never had any tangible ownership interest in any of its home arenas. The Clippers rented its previous venues in Buffalo's Memorial Auditorium. Their previous deal with Crypto.com Arena granted them a court that was shared by 2 other teams. When the arena was hosting Monday Night Football, which draws large viewership, the Clippers frequently ended up with less ideal game times to avoid conflicts with this high-profile broadcast. These shifts sometimes meant playing on less popular nights or early weekends when viewership could be much lower. When the Lakers and Clippers had a match on the same day, there would be a dedicated team to handle the transition between games. This involves swapping out courts, changing hoops, and covering up any Lakers banners with that of the Clippers. Since all this was done manually, it took a lot of time and effort to make the court ready before each game. The Clippers finally had enough. They wanted a permanent stadium with their own practice facilities. So in 2017, the city of Inglewood approved the creation of a new basketball-specific arena for the Clippers. But it wasn't a smooth road from there. There was one party that was determined to stop the new stadium. Remember the image we showed you in the beginning? Turns out that the SoFi isn't the only arena near the Intuit Dome. There's another too. The owners of the Kia Forum were worried that a new arena could dilute their event attendance and hence their revenue. 3 lawsuits were filed against the Intuit Dome to block its construction. Moreover, Inglewood is one of the most expensive cities in Los Angeles. Naturally, its residents suffer from an affordable housing crisis. The creation of yet another sports venue would not only increase real estate prices, but also contribute to pollution. Ballmer solved the first problem by buying the Kia Forum for $400 million. The sale was finalized in May of 2020, and all previous employees were retained. The second problem was solved much like the first one was.
We committed $100 million to what's called a community benefits agreement to do affordable housing, senior center, youth programs in Inglewood.
Once all the legal troubles were over, construction finally began from September 2021. The new stadium was not just home to LA Clippers, but was also designed to be sustainable. AECOM was taken on board as the project's lead designer. This is the same company behind the World Trade Center and the Wembley Stadium in London. So it already has a ton of experience in creating memorable venues. To make the building carbon neutral, there are a few things that AECOM did. If you look at the stadium's roof, you'll find hundreds of solar panels encircled around its logo. These panels supply 2 megawatt of electrical energy that gets stored in their 11 megawatt battery. The Intuit's dome-like structure allows the entry of fresh air and reduces the need for artificial cooling. This is great for Southern California, a place with a moderate climate all year round. If you like the video so far, kindly take a moment to subscribe to our channel. We bring the latest news in the construction industry with 2 fun videos each week. In 3 short years, the construction of Intuit Dome was completed despite being interrupted by the pandemic. On its opening night, Bruno Mars performed on stage along with Lady Gaga. The arena hosted its first match between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks on 14th October 2024. The Clippers won that game and everyone was super hyped. And this isn't going to be their only victory. The arena is designed to give the home team a clear advantage over the rivals. Here's how. There's a section called the wall inside the court. This section consists of 4,500 seats located behind one of the baskets. Only die-hard fans of the Clippers team are allowed to sit here. When an opponent approaches the basket, they might get distracted or even intimidated by the heavy chanting of the Clippers fans. This section is inspired by the Yellow Wall at Signal Iduna Park, one of the largest terraces in European football. So the designers took inspiration from another sport and incorporated it brilliantly in basketball. If you happen to visit the Intuit Dome, there's a lot to do outside the arena too. There's 80,000 square feet of space that serves as an outdoor plaza. It's bordered by Roman steps and includes 2 bars, a restaurant, and a giant merchandise store. There's also a full-size basketball court that's open to the public. Here fans can play pickup games before heading out to see the professionals play in the arena. Throughout the stadium, you will also notice several art installations by local artists. Many of the pieces serve as a reflection of the city. The Intuit Dome, with its strong sense of identity, is set to feature some of the biggest sports events. It will be hosting the 2026 NBA All-Star Games and then later on the 2028 Olympics. Since Los Angeles is hosting the next Olympics, it has a lot to prepare in these 4 years. It has to straighten out its metro system and also improve the LAX airport. The recently held Olympics in Paris were praised for being easily accessible by public transport. Taking inspiration from its predecessor, Los Angeles is undergoing a $40 billion overhaul. If you're interested in the details, you can watch this video right here. Anyway, thanks for watching. We will catch up in the next video.